The ABC has tracked down a man on the FBI's most wanted list. The Australian, who's accused of wire fraud and money laundering, had been quietly living in Sydney's south for decades. Investigative reporter Amy Greenbank is with me in the studio to tell us more. Hi, Amy. So how did you come across this story?
Hi, Rose. Well, the FBI recently asked the public for tip-offs to try and locate this Australian man, whose name is Busch. He's been accused of wire fraud and money laundering. Basically, it was around an alleged get-rich-quick scheme operating out of Florida in the early 2000s. So we checked US court documents. Turns out he has been indicted by a grand jury in Florida in 2007 in relation to this scheme. He's accused of basically fleecing US investors. The scheme itself, the allegations are around $12.3 million. The US labelled him a fugitive, and the FBI recently requested additional help to find him, so we thought we would look for him.
And you found him?
That's the most surprising part about this whole story, is that he's clearly not hiding. He says he's not avoiding arrest, and he wasn't difficult to locate. I mean, he even lists what city he's living in, Sydney, on his social media page, and he makes no attempt to conceal his location, which is just fascinating. So Busch is living a rather ordinary suburban life in Sydney's Sutherland Shire. We thought we would approach him and ask if he knows that he's being hunted by the FBI, and this is what he told us. Are you aware of this, though?
I'm aware of that posting, yeah.
And how have you managed to avoid arrest so far?
I'm not avoiding arrest, I've done nothing wrong. Okay. It's a travesty.
Yeah, so basically we have been trying to figure out what's going on here. We think if the US government really want him, they likely would know where he was, where he is. His home address is on court documents.
But the FBI clearly wanted to find him because they put out that call.
And he's been listed in the white-collar crime section of the FBI's Most Wanted page for several years now. They republished his wanted poster with his mugshot, asking for public tip-offs about where he was. So the whole thing is just so bizarre. We spoke to a range of university experts, lawyers, politicians and the like to try and get a sense of what's actually gone on here. It appears the most common scenario is that the US has likely not requested his extradition. We couldn't find any record of it in our court system. The extradition process is typically quite lengthy. It can be quite expensive as well. But because he has been labelled a fugitive in the US court system, he remains on the FBI list. But his solicitor has told us that Mr. Busch has denied any wrongdoing. He's not avoiding arrest, and he's just living his life.
So he continues living in Sydney South and doesn't have any plans to go to the US, I bet.
Certainly not.